From Mauka to Makai, they were there to welcome home Hokulea, surrounded by her keiki, the canoes that came after her.
Today's going to be a very spiritual field day for Hawaiians and everybody, you know.
The first canoe into the harbor, the newest, Namahoi from Kauai.
We wanted to be here, wanted to honor what Hokulea has done and is doing, and kako that whole mission. Yeah.
One by one, the canoes arrive and the crews are greeted by the crowds.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to see this.
Thank you for coming.
Then the guest of honor, Mama Hokulea.
To see such a triumphant sight come into our harbors was something that I will never forget it.
"41 years and it hasn't lost its magic. It must be doing something right, you know. A lot of mana on that boat."
The Hawaii community came together to celebrate a 3-year voyage, the mission to Malama, Honua, to care for our island Earth. Aloha, I'm Paula Akana. Join me as we take a look back at Hokulea's historic journey and take a look forward to what's next on Hokulea Sailing to Malama, Honua.
Hokulea, sailing to Malama, Honua.
We sail on the belief that the commonness of all of us is people who care about their children, they care about their home, and they care about a world that they'll deliver to the next generation. That's our fundamental belief, and so we sail for it.
Hawaii's canoes, Hokulea and Hikianalia, left Hawaii in May of 2014 on the first international leg of a voyage around the world, sharing the mission of Malama Honua, caring for our island Earth, and in search of those who were doing good things.
The people of Tahiti gave us great gifts. And they told us to be proud of who we are as specific people, be proud of our culture, and hang on to who we are. Tahiti changed Hawaii for the better forever.
They made their way to Apia, Samoa for the United Nations Small Island Developing States Conference. In Apia, a special guest became a part of the mission. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon hopped on board Hokulea for a sail and presented Thompson with a surprise message in a bottle.
This is my handwritten message. I'm honored to be part of Hokulea's worldwide voyage. I'm inspired by its global mission. As you tour the globe, I'll work to rally more leaders to our common cause of ushering in a more sustainable future and the life of dignity for all.
In Aotearoa, the crew took Hokulea the farthest south ever to Golden Bay on the northwest tip of South Island to see an artifact, a 20-foot-long piece of a 600-year-old va'a, or canoe, discovered in 2012.
It's to pay homage, it's to recognize the importance of this artifact, and it's to add mana to the waka and the community that stewards her well-being.
After leaving New Zealand, Hokulea left the Pacific Ocean for the first time, arriving in Sydney, Australia. It was in Australia some of the crew took the mission underwater, diving the Great Barrier Reef.
To see these healthy reefs, it was mind-blowing.
Hokulea would then take to the Indian Ocean, arriving in Bali. The crew visited the Bali Green School, built almost entirely of bamboo. It's a lesson in building for sustainability. It's off the grid. The students learn all their core essential subjects while developing green habits. The crew had planned on stopping in Madagascar, but the ocean had other plans.
Wrong place, wrong time. And the stacking wave doesn't break at you, it breaks on you. Crashed down, it tore 15 feet of our security canvas, landed on one of our top sailors, Keahi Omai. Madagascar was important for us to pay attention. And even though all the research we did on the internet, you felt it that day. Over you be careful. And steep waves.
The weather turned bad again as Hokulea crossed the notoriously dangerous Mozambique Channel, forcing a change in plans.
So we turned to northwest, 90 degrees from the course, went 400 miles off course to a country we didn't plan to go to, Mozambique. They don't know who we are. We didn't know where we're going. Went to a place called Maputo Harbor, and we anchored. We damaged Hokulea in both manus.
The weather changed quickly.
Lightning fields, seriously, lightning fields. I needed to get this crew off the canoe, and I couldn't. We didn't have permission, and because the lightning was everywhere.
At False Bay, they stopped for a story of hope. This bay is designated as a Mission Blue Hope Spot, one of the most ecologically rich coastlines in the world. People here are documenting and working to protect this special place. It took nearly 6 weeks to get from Richards Bay to Cape Town.
42 days ago, 900 miles. It was the slowest leg of all the voyages. It was the longest leg of all the voyages in terms of time, because we just hid from their storms and only sailed in good weather.
And so I welcome our Polynesian sisters and brothers who have literally sailed halfway across the world.
When we look for peace, it should be the recognition that we're way more alike than we're different, and that we need to celebrate that likeness and celebrate the things about respect, about dignity, about acceptance, about aloha. And it starts here.
While in South Africa, Hokulea crew members took part in a story of hope as they presented tutu desks to students at St. Mary's Catholic School. These lap desks help the students have a space to do their work. After the presentation, students from St. Mary's and Hawaii celebrated.
You have left many blessings throughout your voyage. As you have left blessings here, we hope you'll take some blessings back home.
With a fresh crew, Hokulea left South Africa in late 2015 for Brazil, where they provisioned for the Caribbean and the U.S. Virgin Islands. They made a historic stop in Cuba, meeting the people and learning their culture. Next stop, the United States, but first, a story of hope from Hawaii. Since Hokulea left, schools across Hawaii have been developing curriculum tied into the voyage. Lunalilo Elementary is one of them. The school's been on board since the beginning, integrating Malama Honua concepts into all grade levels.
Little boy came up to me and he said, Miss Kantrowitz, this weekend I was Malama Honuaing. He shared about how he went out and he was cleaning the community so that it would be a nicer place for his friends and his family.
Malama Honua, that's what it's all about.